And we're live.
So something that we mentioned previous to the show, and I wanted to save for it, was Cecil. You were like, Spielberg sucks. Like Spielberg,
that was
so
me. I
overrated.
said that.
Or you said Spielberg sucks, and then I think Cecil, I don't want to put words in your mouth. You said he is really overrated. Something to that effect. I was interested in your take on him.
Well, it's not so much that he's overrated. I think he made some amazing films, but he achieved a point where I really feel like I don't know necessarily if he doesn't care anymore, but I think that the Spielberg that we got in the 70s and 80s that made some incredible films is just not there anymore. Like after I saw Ready Player One, which I had said was because every year I do a best worst of the year.
Mhm.
And I had said that was the worst film of 2018, I think, or 2019, whatever. And I had basically poured it down to that movie was everything that's currently wrong with Hollywood in one movie. There was just way too much CGI. Everything looked fake. Everything was just hyped up to 11. It was references, which I understand was what the book was, but it was just everything was a reference, and it was just tiresome. And I was just irritated that I'm like, I know that this guy can make really amazing films. Why isn't he making, why isn't he still making amazing
He
films?
hasn't made
Why
a
is
good
he
movie
making
in a
garbage?
He hasn't made a good
He hasn't
movie in
made
a
a good.
decade.
Can't even remember the last good movie that he made.
I've actually got his
actually look
filmography.
it up.
I've got his filmography pulled up because I wanted to be fair with this. And as I look over it, I'm going to draw back a little bit with what I said before. So my biggest problem with him is it seems like he's so obsessed with the childhood aspect of what's going on in a story. Like so many of his stories seem to be told from the viewpoint of a child, or I don't know. He just sort of like he fucking pushes children into the fucking story. But I've got a few of his entire filmography here. So Jaws, obviously 1975. I'm a huge fan. It's in my
Brilliant
top 25 all time. It's amazing. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It's very slow, but I love it. It's a childhood favorite of mine. Raiders
I love it as well.
I like all the Indiana Jones movies.
They hold up
say what
well.
you want.
I've seen them
fucking love
recently. They still enjoy them.
They're wonderful. And like lots of good, to be fair, practical effects when they're on those tanks and stuff. It's great. The fight scenes with Indiana when he's like fighting the big fucking Nazi guy and he like knocks him into the propeller, or when he's got like the stomach flu. So he was like, look, Spielberg, I can't film that in-depth fight scene. And Spielberg's like, you know what would be great? What if the guy comes out with the big sword, does this big flourishing thing, goes, and you just pull out your revolver and shoot him right there in the street. And it's like, yes! Oh, that's so brilliant. Like when that happens, it's such a great moment. Love the Indiana Jones films, all three of them, because they never made a fourth. It didn't happen. E.T. the Extraterrestrial. It came out in 82. I was born in 86. By the time I was old enough to watch it, it was corny to me. At 8, I was like, I don't even like Reese's Pieces. Get the fuck out of here.
It could be that it just landed on the right age for me personally. I think the Back to the Futures were incredible. That's where I was headed. The Back to the Future. I'm like, why is it Kyle? Back to the Future. That's like his number one. But it might just be I was the right age for it.
Mm-hmm. When did those come out?
85.
Like
mid-80s?
85. Okay.
The Color Purple is a fucking masterpiece.
What's that about? That sounds familiar.
That's the one with Whoopi Goldberg and Danny Glover. I've only seen it once.
It's a slave racism thing.
Yeah,
right?
I was blown away. It's like Whoopi Goldberg living this horrible, horrible life at the hands of Danny Glover.
That was a good one.
It's rough. Empire of the Sun is a perfect example of what I was saying, where like I don't care about this little kid in Japan. There's a bigger world out here there's a World War II drama to be had, and you're focusing on the kid. I didn't care. It's like a British boy in like Japan during World War II or something like that. I've only seen it the once, and I didn't care for it because of everything I just said. Honestly, Hook. I've got all these movies pulled up here.
Hook was great when I was a kid. I liked Hook a lot. I rewatched
Hook was great when I was a kid.
1,000 times.
Hook
Love that
is
shit. Robin
literally
Williams,
the worst movie he's ever made, according to Rotten Tomatoes.
okay.
I mean, I was
one time I agree
that's
with
fair.
Rotten Tomatoes. I don't like it either.
Then he made Schindler's List and Jurassic Park in 1993. That was a big year for him. All right, that was a
Park
big year.
Huge. I mean, I wasn't watching
Mhm.
Schindler's List in the 90s. I was watching the Jurassic Park.
Of course.
Yeah.
Then Amistad in 97. And then, of course, in 1988, he makes one of the greatest films ever made, Saving Private Ryan, probably the best war movie that's ever been made. Just a perfectly cast, perfectly filmed, perfectly written drama. It's
And that's my
incredible.
favorite movie he's ever made of what I've seen. I haven't seen all the ones you've listed.
But yeah, getting back to the Spielberg like filmography, Minority Report, I like that a lot. As I go through here, I'm like, wait a minute, I guess he is pretty fucking good. I liked AI, Artificial Intelligence, that little Haley Joel Osment movie. Like
that was
I like, and then
movie.
Catch Me If You Can. He made the same year as Minority Report. That's a fucking killer with Leonardo DiCaprio. I didn't like War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds was so bad.
Yeah,
like,
it was.
The kid made it like through all of like the just when at the end he comes up over. I'm like, oh no, and he made it there before them. No, I'm not buying this.
Yeah, like, come on, kill some kids, Steven Spielberg. I don't know. His kid thing annoys me. It's always about a kid. Even in Minority Report, like it's all about a kid. It's all about Tom Cruise, like and like how fucked up he is because his kid has been murdered and everything like that. It's always about kids.
Well,
Jurassic Park
changed
was
ET.
almost ruined by those kids.
No,
he changed ET with the they had shotguns and all that. And they changed it to walkie talkies and everything because you can't have guns around children.
Do you
What
think
it comes down to,
a little too upset over that?
Spielberg's too soft. For
Yeah.
me. That's what it
E.T.
really
was the
comes down
same
to.
movie with and out the guns. Like that didn't bug me. The Han Solo shooting first, like that was actually a character development issue for me. Like, is this guy the sort that does this or that? Like, at the end of a recent Superman, I get their names mixed up, but he killed General Zod.
Zod.
Thank you. Yeah, so he killed General Zod, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, Superman murdered him," and it's like, yeah, he did. If they changed it to where he didn't, that'd be a substantial change in this guy that we're watching. He'd be a different person. Han Solo shooting first or not, we're meant to learn that this guy has flexible morality.
Can you fill me in? What does that mean, Han Solo shooting first?
All right, so there's this scene where Han Solo is sitting in a space bar, and this guy comes up, an alien, and sits down with him, and they're having a little discussion. And I don't remember the particulars, but it's something like Han owes this guy some money.
Hmm.
There's some kind of a disagreement business wise, and it's gonna come to blows or worse. It's escalating. And Han is gonna lean back all casual, and he kind of does this thing where he just shoots the guy under the table and kills him right there. And he shoots first, and it's become a meme because they went back and re-edited it so that the alien pulls his gun out and shoots, misses, and then Han responds. It's one of those things like
I might have
the good guy
wrong,
draws
but
second.
I think I'm right. He misses. Han Solo dodges a laser.
Right.
Pause on that. And then, of course, he accurately shoots the other guy and kills him. Because like Kyle said, good guy shoots second. And it's like, oh, no. That matters. That matters because we're establishing whether he is flexibility with his morality. We're establishing that Han Solo is a smuggler. He's kind of a bad guy, but he's our bad guy with a heart of gold, whatever. Like that's we're learning. So that mattered. On the other hand, E.T., when they put walkie-talkies in the Secret Service's hand, I don't care.
I'm with you 95% of the way there. Yeah, it's important for Han Solo's growth as a character. That he starts off, he's this dastardly guy who's on the fringe of legality and morality, and at the end of the trilogy, he's got to make this decision where it's like, you know what, I could run, I could profit, I could escape and live, but nope, I'm coming back with a Millennium Falcon. I'm gonna fucking ride in there and help my friends. I'm willing to risk my life for my friends, and that's Han Solo's journey. It's his growth as a character. Mm-hmm. It's important that he starts if he starts off as fucking white hat wearing, hero type who shoots second. where does he have to go
What's the
from
arc
here?
here?
What's
Yeah.
the arc? Yeah.
There's
I don't know.
there's a funny thing with Greedo was the character that was going to shoot Han Solo, and when they changed it to where Greedo shot first and then Han Solo, reacted and shot him, they actually changed here's my nerd hat going on, in the Star Wars RPG, if you wanted to make a Rhodian character, they had a negative whenever you were shooting at point blank range. So it was kind of funny where it was like, okay, this guy, essentially they explained it away that he sucks at point blank range, which is why he completely misses Han Solo. Because if you watch the whatever remastered edition of Star Wars, he misses him by like, it looks so awful. Like he's holding his gun and the bullet or the laser just goes way in the other direction. It looks so fake. I think that's one of the biggest problems with it, is that it just doesn't even look right.
If you don't know this scene at all, to the viewers, picture two guys at a bar sitting at a table the size you might play poker at, like a Western type bar table.
Mm-hmm.
You don't miss from there. You don't miss from across the
3
table.
feet.
You can touch it with the gun.
He could have touched him with the gun.
Well, he's not very good at point blank range, Taylor. You know how challenging that can be.
Yeah, well, you don't understand. His species has segmented eyes, and at close range, you have to understand, he's seeing 18 different Han Solos. He hit the one he was looking at.
They should have redone it and made it if this is a word, cycloptic creature. And then be like, oh, it's shitty one eye and its depth percent. At least then you got something, right?
It's just bad. It's just bad.
Yeah, it's just stupid. And also, like, if I'm understanding your guys' point, like, you want him to fire first. Like,
see the
nothing to overcome.
The anti-hero, it's easy
he
to
started as a hero and he made it all the way to hero.